Hey guys, Natasha Tessier. Today I want to go through things to do in the Woodlands, Texas, so listen up. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Natasha Tessier, owner of Dwell Realty and Design. I am a solo independent agent, top 1% in the city of Houston. I love to help people just like you relocate to the area. I do it every single day. Please don't hesitate to reach out days, nights, weekends. You can call, text, email, and we would be happy to set up a phone call or a Zoom and get to know you a little bit better. Or you can do my Calendly link below and set up a Zoom. We usually do those on Wednesdays. Today, I thought it would be fun to go over all the things to do in the Woodlands. It's been rated the #1 community over and over to live and to relocate. And so even if you're not living there, a lot of my clients living in Woodland Hills and Audubon and Wood Forest and out in Montgomery, Magnolia, all those places like to take advantage of everything to do in the Woodlands. And at the very end, I'm going to go over a market update because I think it's important to keep updated on what's going on in the market. Okay, so I've got my list here. The Woodlands again is top, #1, #2 every year nationwide to relocate to. So I'm going to go through section by section and talk about the different things you can do. So the first thing is going to be Hughes Landing. You can rent kayaks and paddle boards here. There are gorgeous views of the lake, a lot of spots that kind of are lookout spots. You've got the band shell, which is a place for concerts. There's lots of free concerts in the park and all that stuff throughout the Woodlands. Then you have Restaurant Row. That's probably one of my favorite places. You've got Del Frisco's. My husband loves that place. True Luxe on the water is great for a date night at the bar. They have live music on the weekends, so we go there for date night a lot. You've got Escalante's, which is great Mexican food. The Local Pour is kind of a younger hangout with a huge bar and good kind of local food. You've got a Whole Foods in there that people love. That's one of the only Whole Foods out in this part of town. And then you've got Starbucks, of course, and you've got workout facilities. I've seen people working out in that little Restaurant Row area. And then the latest is the newest hotel is Embassy Suites, which has got gorgeous views of the lake. Okay, so then we're going to move to Market Street. Little side note for those of you who love Market Street, they are building another quote Market Street. It's not going to be called that in Bridgeland, but it's kind of an outdoor mall area. So if you're looking at the Bridgeland area, that's going to be a new up and coming place. So in Market Street, you've got the ice rink, which is only available, I think it's November to January, but it's really fun. A lot of people like to do that. It's kind of a favorite in the area. One of the most popular parks is going to be Central Park. It's just really like a huge stretch of grass, but there's arts and monuments and memorials and all sorts of things. And people kind of hang out there and lounge there, and not right now because it's August and it's really hot. So August is my least favorite month in this state. I don't care where I've been to Austin for a golf tournament. I've been to Dallas for a golf tournament for my son. It's hot. I don't care where you are. It's hot. But in the fall, when the weather breaks in about a month, that's when people will be going to these parks and all that stuff. You've got Market Street Green, which has, a huge splash pad and restaurants on each end. And of course, another Starbucks, kind of a good place to go and just unwind and detox. If you haven't been to H-E-B, there's an H-E-B grocery store right there at Market Street. A lot of people live within walking distance to this area, and so the H-E-B is great. Also, Cava is one of our favorite places to kind of go get a good healthy lunch. So that's right there. And then let me mention the Hyatt Centric, also in Market Street. That's where a lot of my clients like to stay when they come in town because you can go down and walk to restaurants. There's wine bars there. There's the Audrey, which is a really cool, swanky movie theater. That's where your Lululemon, your Coach, your Tory Burch, all that kind of stuff is in there. So all that is in Market Street, but Hyatt Centric is one of those, and they do have live music on the weekends and stuff, but that's one of the great hotels. If you're looking for a fun place to stay where at night you can, go see houses during the day and then at night go and walk to different restaurants and kind of get a feel for the Woodlands, that's a good spot. Okay, moving on, we're going to go down to the Waterway. So you can take a stroll along the Waterway. This is actually where my son, the one at Baylor, This is actually where he did his senior pictures, and there's just so many cool spots along the Waterway, and there's paths that kind of connect the whole town together with the trolley going through there. So it's really cool. There's Waterway Square, which has a little mini stage, again, for concerts in the park with a splash pad. Again, you're very close to different restaurants. It's cute little kind of community. The Waterway District has tons of really good restaurants there too. Hearsay's is one of my favorites. Love to go there, but there's so many good ones right there, and hotels and everything right there on the Waterway. So you also have the Koi Garden, which is really great to go see. You've got the Riva Rowboat House. That's where you can do you can rent the swan boats and paddle boards, and a lot of people go play on the lake there. There's an awesome waterfall that's really, really pretty to go see. So that's all kind of in the Waterway. A lot of people hang out there on Friday nights. Okay, then we're gonna go into all the parks in the Woodlands, and there are so many parks I could never list them all, but I kind of picked out a few. So you've got North Shore Park. It's located along the lake. It's probably one of the favorites there. They do concerts in the park, and that's kind of September, October each year. So they have barbecue pits, swings, playground equipment, restrooms, volleyball courts, fishing, so much to do in North Shore Park. You have Tiburon Park, which is also another popular park. Creekside Park, which has the largest of all the splash pads in the Woodlands. And by the way, if you own a house in the township, so one of the communities that's in the township, you have access to all these things. That's part of your Woodlands township. So, all the villages are part of the township. So that's really cool. Like, I'm going to tell you, Fleming Park, they have huge water slides, huge rec center, dog park, archery range, all these really cool things. So that's Rob Fleming is another great area that people love. You have the George Mitchell, which is, it's 1,800 acre concerts right by Spring Creek. And then you also have the Greenway with Creekside Park, which is lots of nature trails, and a lot of local hikers and bikers love to go to Greenway Park. So literally throughout the Woodlands, there's splash pads, water parks, pools, so many things that, so many ways to enjoy and be outside. Again, not necessarily an August afternoon, but really like mid-September all the way through up to June. A lot of people are outside. Some people are still outside middle of the day, but not me. Okay, so there is also a calendar of free events. So there's Rock the Dock concert series, Lighting of the Doves. There's really cool. So you can get the calendar of events on the Woodlands homepage, which is really cool. It talks about all the free events going on there. So next, I'm going to talk to you about all the different farmers markets. So you've got one in Grogan's Mill that started in 2008. It's a weekly event. It's Saturdays from 8 to 12 at the Grogan's Mill Center. And then you've got a Tamina Farmers Market, which was founded in 2016, which is kind of your 1488, 2978. So that's kind of the newer part of the Woodlands near Magnolia. And so both of those boast of high quality farmer and different vendors that come by each week. So you've got two different farmers markets within the Woodlands. Okay, then we're gonna move on to golf is another thing you can do there. So there's a disc golf course, which is really cool all throughout the Woodlands. And then you've got all the different golf courses. I think there's 5 total in there. So lots of really good golf. My son's obviously a golfer and loves to play some of those courses. They hold some of the big PGA tours there and a lot of the big tournaments. So plenty of golf courses to belong to. And I believe you have one membership for, I think, 3 different courses, but don't quote me on that. I'm not a golfer, but I know you get it like a bundle package when you join the Woodlands golf courses. Okay, we're going to move down to art. So the Woodlands has a ton of amazing art. There's actually over 50 sculptures all around the Woodlands. There's, different benches. So since 2014, 20 different art benches have been installed all around the Woodlands to kind of just take everything in. But yeah, and then there's 21 mosaics in the Woodlands for public viewing. So you can really walk and see. There's a lot of different art throughout the Woodlands. So if you're into the arts and you like that kind of stuff, there's tons of sculptures, benches, all these cool, really art things to walk around and see. Okay, then the last thing I'm going to talk about is East Shore. So a lot of people who want to be able to walk everywhere are buying an East Shore, and they have, different townhouses and different ways to live where you can just be right on the edge of the Woodlands, right on the lake right there. So if you're looking for kind of an easy life where you can walk everywhere in a very walkable area, the East Shore might be for you. And within that, you can walk to Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. So that has, I mean, all sorts of, Dave Matthews, Jack Johnson, tons of different concerts there. My kids go to concerts there. There's country, there's rap, there's all sorts of concerts at the Woodlands Mitchell Pavilion. We used to go there in high school. It's just like a huge pavilion with a lawn that everybody sits on, but a really cool venue, especially when the weather cools off. Another cool location I forgot to tell you about is the Woodlands Children's Museum. Really cool if you have kids and they like to explore. A lot of people love to go with their little ones through the Children's Museum. And then there's also the Play Street Museum, which is another one with all sorts of activities that you can do. So in addition to the Children's Museum, I forgot to mention the Storybook Maze, which is really cool near Market Street. It's kind of a maze that you can walk through outside. It's got a ton of huge books kind of displayed like as art with different quotes, and lots of kids love to go through that. There's really a ton to do outside in the Woodlands. People are outside all the time. Another fun thing that is kind of a staycation, or if you want to bring the kids and kind of have a resort feel instead of like Hyatt-centric, you could go to the Woodlands Resort. It's very cool. It has a championship golf course, resort style pool, lagoon, all the fun stuff for the kids. They have multiple restaurants, a lazy river. Really cool experience if you want to kind of do more of a resort feel for the kids when you come to visit. That might be helpful. So those are just a touch of some of the things to do in the Woodlands. There's really, it's endless, but a lot of people, like I said, like to go to the Waterway on a Friday night and walk around. There's always concerts in the park, free stuff, lighting of the Christmas tree at Christmas time. I mean, it's a really, really cool community. So if you live there and you want to be able to walk there, you could do that, or you can drive there for a Friday night. We live about 25 minutes from there on a little bit of acreage, which we like the peace and quiet, but we enjoy the Woodlands so much every single day. Okay, as I promised, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Houston housing market update. I thought I would start doing this more, maybe once a month at the end of each video. If you have a video that you want, let me know. A lot of people are requesting the Highlands, and a lot of people are requesting retirement communities, so I might get onto that. But let me tell you a little bit about our housing. We've been fighting really high interest rates, so we are getting really good deals for our clients right now. The builders, amazed at some of the deals I'm getting my clients. So if you're looking for a good deal, I would not wait. There are inventory homes that did not sell for the summer, and so some of the higher end homes I'm getting $100,000 or more off. Some of the lower end I'm getting $50,000 to $70,000 off. It wasn't as good of a summer as people had hoped, and so a lot of these homes that have been built, the builders are really incentivized to get rid of them. We had a 2% change from last July to this July, 2% less selling. I think the biggest thing right now is that we have 4.3 months of inventory, whereas last summer in July, we only had 3 months of inventory. So what that means is if we sold everything on the market, within 3 months, it would be gone. Right now, it's almost 4.5 months. We have too many listings and not enough buyers. I will say, since the rates have dropped the past week, things are starting to pick up a little bit, but it's still not as good as it has been. So things have dropped. We've had less sales, and it hasn't been as good of a summer, but they have had rates dropping, and so things are picking back up. A lot of my listings are picking back up. So that being said, we are still able to get, and going into the fall, if you're looking for the best deals, I feel like now is the time to do that. So anyway, I hope this video on the Woodlands was helpful. If I can help you anyway, reach out days, nights, weekends. I'd love to help you, and I hope you have a blessed day.